Hey guys, welcome back to the Beyond Investing channel. I'm hoping you're having a great holidays celebrating with your friends and family. In this channel, we focus on sustainable, innovative investing, focus on new technologies that will define the future for our generation and the generations to come. Today, we're going to be listening into Cathie Woods from ARK Invest. She's giving some great advice in an interview with Bloomberg. After that, we're going to be heading over to CNBC's financial analysts that are analyzing the situation with Tesla's entry to the S&P 500. Some of them are shorting that strategy, which I would not be advising. Finally, we're going to be ending up with a reactionary video on Jay Leno and his views on Tesla's future. But first, we start with Cathie Wood's interview.
Most certainly, but I have been around the block a few times, the track a few times. And whenever things have gone this well for me, usually there's a correction around the bend. And I want to gird for it and protect it and also prepare our investors for the possibility and say, just keep some powder dry because what we're looking at here are long-term again, exponential growth trajectories that they're not going to be stopped.
I mean, I love Cathie Woods, even if she's outperforming 99% of all ETFs out there with gains of above 100% during this year. She's still remaining very humble and making sure that she projects the right message to her investors and to the community out there. She's giving some great advice, especially when it comes to a potential pullback, which I believe also will be coming in quarter one, especially with the very bullish market we've been having during the past 2 quarters here. And I particularly like her advice with regards to keeping some cash stashed away, which she calls dry powder, especially when we're having these dips, that you have some cash stashed away to be able to invest in bear markets as well. In the next segment, Cathie Woods is describing the ARK Invest investment strategy, specifically their investment horizon. As you know, ARK Invest has a 5-year horizon when it comes to their investment strategy. They are focusing on a pretty long-term investment, especially on the innovation area. They're not short-sighted when it comes to these type of companies, which is very interesting to listen to from Cathie here.
Would not worry us at all. Our investment time horizon is 5 years, and we have projections which we develop from the top down, trying to understand how technologies are going to scale, and from the bottom up, how companies are going to embrace these new technologies and ride their coattails. And just looking at the portfolios today, this is after the triple digit gain, as you have said. For the next 5 years, we believe that our returns will compound at an annual rate of something in the low 20% range.
I think Cathie is being a bit conservative here, considering the fact that they have outperformed their target for this year, and I'm definitely considering that they will be outperforming their targets for the coming 5 years above the 20% that she's talking about. But it's really interesting to understand how ARK Invests build their strategies, looking both from a top-down strategy, looking at the technologies, and bottom-up, understanding what's the business case for those technologies and if the environment right now is ready for these type of technologies to be monetized. She's also addressing the scalability and the exponential growth that is expected from the new technologies that are surfacing, considering companies like Tesla that are integrating more and more of their own production of batteries and their own autonomous driving capabilities. Here we're talking about technologies that are scalable into many parts of the world. A clear advancement of these type of technologies is Tesla. They are making a truth of their promises that they laid out in their battery days in September. You see in this article in Nikkei Asia from yesterday, where Tesla is partnering with Panasonic to prototype the new batteries that they presented in September. These batteries are more effective. They are going to be cheaper to produce in the long run, and they are going to dominate this segment with these new batteries. And these are the type of technologies that Tesla and similar other companies will be able to sell to the traditional automotive companies. I mean, consider the fact that Tesla could be able to sell this type of technology to Ford or GM or Volkswagen to be able to produce this in a mass scale and not limited only to Tesla. And then we're talking about scalability and exponential growth that is in a different type of level. And at that time, we're talking about um, reaching a potential sustainability for the future of our world. In contrast, listen to the so-called analyst at CNBC as they're discussing to short the Tesla stock amidst its introduction into the S&P 500.
Karen, we've all been watching this very closely. What's your proclivity at this point when it comes to the stock? Earlier you said you would look to short it.
Yes. Thank you for bringing up a very painful trade. So I put in an order to short market on close. And then when I saw the stock trading down at maybe 3:40 p.m., trading down, right, $10 or I don't remember, 12, I thought, wow, this is not quite what I was expecting, how this was going to play out. So I canceled my short, and it ended up the market on close price was what, $6.95, I think. So that was very distressing that I did nothing. I would have covered right away. I was trading in the after hours or Monday morning. So I have no Tesla position, and yet I feel worse than I did yesterday having no Tesla position. I don't know.
Let's bring in Grace Battis of Grace Capital. She joins us now. We had some technical issues which we've ironed out. So Grace, we're happy to have you here join the panel. In terms of Tesla, I think amongst the broader trader panel here, you're actually bullish longer term.
I am bullish on Tesla. I think Tesla is being priced. It's expensive, okay? Everything is expensive. New York real estate is expensive. I think Tesla is being priced like a monopoly, and it reminds me of Amazon. Okay, you could have bought Amazon and you watched it go up and up and up and nobody understood. Tesla has a market cap that's larger than all the other auto companies combined. I think it's got a lot of optionality here. And the secret to Tesla, so long as they can keep borrowing money for cheap, convertible stock, convertible debt, the stock is going to work and the strategy is going to work.
I mean, this is just laughable. Shorting Tesla just before its introduction to the S&P 500 just shows you the lack of understanding of Tesla and lack of understanding of this new innovation that they bring to the market. But thankfully, we have Kate from Grace Capital making sure that these people get to understand what Tesla is all about and the importance of them being included into the S&P 500. In the next segment, Cathie Woods is describing the future of the ARK Innovation ETF funds. This is the segment about healthcare stocks that is actually the largest weighted stocks within the ARK Innovation ETF, especially within the genomics area. ARK and Cathie Woods believe that this is the next fang of stocks where we are entering the genomics age, understanding the human condition and what is possible to do by gene editing and gene mapping our DNA and understanding how that information could be used. I myself invest in these type of companies, and it's really interesting to get the perspective of Cathie Woods and understanding how the future will look like for these type of companies.
The biggest upside surprises are going to come from the genomic space. And that's because the convergence of DNA sequencing, artificial intelligence, and gene therapies, importantly, CRISPR gene editing, are going to cure disease. That convergence is going to cure disease. Now we have real science and technology surfacing the mutations in our genomic profile. And as they surface those mutations, what do we see? We see the earliest manifestations of disease. And now, with the combination of artificial intelligence and gene editing, we're able to both anticipate diseases and cure them potentially. Beta thalassemia, we're seeing it, sickle cell disease. We even think it will work in diabetes, which is where most if you look at the largest category of spending year to year in healthcare, it's diabetes.
You have to hand it to her. She was almost distracted by that phone call, but she managed to bring it back on track. But listening to Cathie Woods, you hear about these type of industries, what they're targeting. There is big potential of these type of companies and technologies within the genomics that they could help to prevent diseases in the future and also prevent current diseases such as diabetes that is plaguing many people and is almost becoming an epidemic in the developed world. So having this type of technology going forward will be able to cure and potentially map future diseases and preventing them from spreading and becoming epidemics like diabetes, for example. I myself do invest into this segment, and I believe the whole genomics area is very exciting. I'm currently investing into CRISPR, Teladoc, and Invitae, and I think this is a future investment for me. I'm thinking a 5 to 10 years horizon on these type of investments. I would also add that I believe the breakthrough for these type of companies will start already next year, and they'll be developing some pretty exciting products coming out already by next year. Especially CRISPR, I think they have a good future and a good position to come out with some good products during next year to do some gains for us here. So before ending today's video, guys, I'm going to give you a quick clip here from Jay Leno. He's reacting to a question from Shepard Smith on Tesla and how people actually react to Tesla out there.
Get to Jay Leno himself now, the host of Jay Leno's Garage here on CNBC. Incredible. Can you believe this company?
Yes, I can. You know, I'm a huge believer in American innovation, American technology. You know, for a while we're getting like the British. We celebrated noble failures. Oh, yeah, well, we didn't think he could do it, and of course he didn't. You know, I love the idea. You know, the genius of Elon was he was building the infrastructure as he was building the vehicle. Even today, a lot of the major manufacturers build an electric car, but where do you charge it? Yeah. Oh, you charge it at home. Yeah, but what if you're on the road? Where do you find the charger? Elon was smart. When he started, he knew this idea would work, so he built charging stations so you could go to Vegas initially, you could go to San Francisco, and then he branched out to, well, you could drive across the whole country now in a Tesla without using any fuel at all.
So you gotta love Jay Leno's reaction there, and I love his response. I mean, people tend to, you know, brush off innovation nowadays and be pessimistic. He obviously understands where Tesla is going with their technology and their innovation power, and it's very refreshing to see people out there responding in this way. Thank you guys for watching. I try to give you the best information out there and the latest breaking news when it comes to these type of companies that we are investing in, companies that are looking into sustainable, innovative technologies. As always, I do appreciate if you guys subscribe and smash that like button and share this video and channel with your friends and family. And don't forget to give me a comment or a feedback, or if you have any topics that you would like me to look into and do a video on. Thank you guys, and see you around.